Hey you guys, Lady T here from Romance Review TV. Got another recap for you guys. Love Island USA Season 4, Episode 34. We're getting into the home stretch. So we got to unpack this particular episode. Look like one couple is on the brink of a breakup. The babies are in the villa and the hideaway is open once again. So before we unpack all of this, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to this channel to receive all updates, and please don't forget to like and share. So without further ado, let's talk about this episode. But first, previously, as we saw in episode 33, we had one young lady having second thoughts about the guy that she's in a coupling with, and that is Deb and Jesse. And it seems like Jesse is all in, but Deb got one foot out the door. And then we also had two people go home, which was Mackenzie and Joel. She self-eliminated and he was voted out. So now we're in this particular episode. Phoebe and Chad is happy that they're now in a coupling. And she asked him, how happy is he? He says 13 out of 2. Okay, whatever that mean. And she didn't question it. I don't understand the whole 13 out of 2 equation, but obviously maybe it's something like a private joke that we have no idea about. Nevertheless, they are very affectionate with each other, and I mean, it seems like Phoebe really likes him, or is she just putting on for the cameras? I don't know, but Chad is just being Chad. So then we're back to this whole thing with Deb, because we already talked about what happened in episode 33. Now, Deb is having another conversation, and she just feels that as all of her boxes are checked, it's just one that's not checked, and I guess their vibes are not matching, because he's everything that she looks for in a man. I guess he's just not as exciting or edgy as, as wild as she wants to be, because she says she has a wild side. And in order for her to be with Jesse, like she said yesterday, she feels that she got to tone down her wild side to be with him. Now, I saw you guys in my comment section, and some folks had some interesting things to say. One of them being that, obviously he must be very God-fearing Christian, trying to take it slow, that type of thing, because he did talk about celibacy yesterday. Now, other folks question his sexuality, and I don't even think that's the issue. I just think that he's just a mellow, nice guy. It is what it is. So the next morning, all of the couples wake up to these whining babies. Now, I think out of all of the episodes, even though I know what they're trying to do with this particular challenge, this is one of my least favorite ones. And it's because there's nothing exciting or interesting. I guess we want to see how they, get to have a conversation about kids in the future. And we even saw Sydney and Isaiah had a set of twins. Timmy and Zeta, they look like they were pretty good parents. But as for Deb was an absentee mother. And so they was like, we need to call DCFS on you. But, I mean, she was not feeling this whole challenge, and pretty much looked like Jesse had to pick up the slack. So much so that when she had the baby, she left the baby in the confessional in the beach hut by itself. She wasn't into this challenge at all, which means that obviously she's not ready to have kids. Now, these two are the oldest couple in the villa, meaning Timmy and Zeta at 29. Now, I think she said she would like to have kids, but then after this challenge, she went back to the whole thing like, I ain't ready yet. Now, Timmy says he's not afraid. He would be open to having kids now. So, and even Chad said about 27, 28, because I think they're in their early 20s right now. Most of these kids are, I should say adults are, but, at one point, the girls got, I guess, tired, so they decided to ditch the kids and leave them with the guys while they go and hide. Now, in the UK version, they actually took the girls away to a retreat while the boys were stuck wondering where the girls were. I guess they didn't want to do that for USA, go figure. But the boys ultimately found the girls that they were actually hiding. Now, as for Jeff and Naja, yeah, they tried to parent, but Jeff was like, he wasn't really into this thing. He was saying some crazy things. Ultimately, there was a winner. The winner was Sydney and Isaiah. And they was like, man, we had twins and we did it. And they only had one kid. Whereas, Deb, yeah, they deemed her as an absentee mom. So, but, it seemed like Jesse let her off the hook. Speaking of Jesse have a conversation in the guys' room about the fact that he is about to pop the question to Deb to be exclusive and ask her to be his girlfriend. So he said, you know what? I'm all in. I think it's that time. I'm ready to move to the next level, and I want to pop the question so that we can be a couple. So he decided to do this at their later dinner party. The babies are now long gone. He pulled Deb to the side, and it started off awkward because they were talking about how much they, had a good day and everything, and then it got real quiet. And then he was like, okay, I guess his cue kicked in to say, I need to go ahead and do what I'm going to do. And he said, you know what? I think what we have is great. I really like you. We really put in a lot of work. And I really want to ask you in this moment for you to be my girlfriend. And the look on Deb's face, she was like, I think we should just wait a while. I don't think I'm ready for something like that. The whole it's not you, it's me type of speech. And that Jesse's 27 years old. And I mean, he's a little bit older. He's right up there under Zeta and Timmy. He know what that means. Rejection. And as much as she said, well, this is not a breakup. It's just that we need to see what life is like on the outside. And I felt so bad for Jesse because it seemed like his whole world was turned upside down. He absolutely thought, I guess, that Deb was going to say yes. And unfortunately, she said no, at least in this moment. Now, do I think they're going to work on the outside? No. And even Jesse said, in his whole beach hut confessional, that if out of all this time, because they've been together since day one, as they say in Australia, day dot, as they say in the UK, early days. They've been together since the beginning. And he was like, if she's not ready now, I don't think she's never going to be ready. And I agree with that. So he did come back to Timmy and break the news. And, Timmy felt bad for him. He said, you know what? Hey, it's best for you if you know now than to, for her to lead you on. But he said, even though that's the case, Jesse said, you know what? It still feel like I've been rejected. And he has, and we see Sydney and Zeta have the conversation with Deb. And then they got the nerve to say, oh my God, Isaiah and Timmy said that he absolutely adores you. And now she says she feels like crap. She feels bad now. And I'm like, that did not help. You already knew that girl had one foot out the door. So it was so unfortunate to watch. He seems like a really good guy. And I know people had stereotyped him in the beginning as, oh yeah, he's up to no good and blah, 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 because people have preconceived notions. That's why you cannot just judge like that. But other than that, they hugged it out. They said, you got to do what's best for you. And Zeta told her not to settle. But he checks all her boxes. I don't know. It's a weird situation. So they get a text message that the hideaway is now open. And of course, the only hot couple that's left that haven't been there is Naja and Jeff. So Naja don't have anything to wear. She didn't bring anything. I don't know what she expected. Maybe she didn't expect to go in the hideaway. But we saw Phoebe lend her outfit. That outfit looks absolutely gorgeous on her, and Jeff thought so as well. He was speechless when he came to the door. So they got a great send off to the hideaway. They said that all they were going to do is talk, get closer, and go to sleep. And I'm like, yeah, okay, because I thought sure, especially since they claimed that they were doing stuff in the regular bedroom, not, sex or anything, but they were doing other things. I thought sure maybe they would have progressed to this far. We did get a clip of them doing a little smooching, and then we get a conversation finally at the end of the episode with Jesse and Deb saying, I don't want, you to take this situation of me saying no right now as a step back. And he's like, I don't know how to act. So at this point, he's like, okay, should I just ride off into the sunset and let this go? Because there's no sense in me hanging on if after we've been together for almost 6 weeks and now you figure like, I'm not sure about this, and you got one foot out the door. Maybe he should cut his losses and move on to somebody else. Now, I'm going to rewind it back a little bit to the beginning of the season. I honestly think he had more of a connection with Serenity. Now, it look like Serenity is off the market right now because from what we're seeing, she's been, pretty much tight with Tyler since being outside of the villa. But that whole challenge where he picked up Serenity and the way he was kissing on her, I honestly think that was where the chemistry and the spark was. And for whatever reason, they couldn't connect and get that together. Who knows what could happen outside of the villa? We'll have to see. But as far as Deb and Jesse is concerned, I don't know if that's going to go anywhere. And I honestly think he should cut his losses. Okay, so there you have it. Let's get the conversation started down in the comment section as you guys normally do. I appreciate you all so much. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Should he try to continue forward and go slow moving with Deb, or should he just cut his losses? Let me know what you think. Tomorrow's episode, we got Meet the Parents, so we got to stay tuned for that. So until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.